America and Africa. Many of you do not make it to the land called America. Some was dropped off in the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, Trinidad, Guam, Jamaica, South America, Canada, England, and other lands. You were called slaves. You were burnt, raped, mixed, cooked for food. You cleaned their houses. This is where the term maid was created. You was made to do it. Today, this term is called forced labor. You are placed in a situation that will make you work. Bills, rent, electric, gas, home payments, clothes, gambling, drugs, sex, stocks and bonds, schools, clubs, weed, alcohol, cocaine, all are part of forced labor. You were put into the fields of slavery when this country was in architectural. Architectural is farming. From architectural, this country went into picking cotton. We were used in the house as house niggas. We was experimenting in the hospital. We was used as sexual objects. Our body parts were used to keep them alive. Many gallons of our blood was taken for use to keep Europeans alive. You was taken from your mother, given to a white woman, and told you had no brothers and children. You were sold on blocks as slaves by yourself and with others. The family life was always interrupted with a sale. That's why today people say goodbye. It was a goodbye for them. They bought us. When you leave a person's house or gathering, people say goodbye. Because you leave and you was being sold. You rush to the store when you hear the word sale. This sale was the sailing across the sea to get to America. The word America is called America for the long-term project of slavery. They tell you that slavery was over, but that's not true. Slavery was graded into what is now called slavery. It was upgraded. Yet slavery and salary is the same. Look at the word. They took the V out of slavery for their victory and made it salary. Everything was done in the 1600 is done today. It's just upgraded version. Why can't you try to see that? The reason why you cannot see the many restrictions of your living in America is because of the many inventions that was given to you. These inventions hold your process in check. You have become hard-headed and brain-dead. You have been satisfied with nothing. You no longer want to go home to your original land. With these new inventions, all you want desires. You have been bombarded with situations that's called problems. You have no time to think of reality. You are stuck in an illusion, brain dead, locked up in confusion. I do not say this to make you feel bad or to make you feel anything good. Another reason of reality is that you must look at its problems of drugs. Many of you are on drugs. Some of the drugs are prescribed. The word prescribed means written by another man in another neighborhood just to keep you going around going crazy. Because basically the most of the drugs that you do use are pharmaceutical drugs. And these pharmaceutical drugs is actually intoxicants or poisons that will never leave your body and actually give you more side effects. You heard the commercial. You could take this drug, but tomorrow it may give you a headache. If you take this drug, you may get diarrhea, blah, blah, all of that. You see, some of the drugs are prescribed for your destruction, and some are the street drugs that are given to you by your friendly drug dealer. First, I would like to say that there are different types of drug dealers. The first one that the black community sees is those who make their territory and condemn houses. Some they fling on corners, they near a grocery store. These drugs that they use actually is to motivate, to stimulate, because the people are sick. They're street doctors. You see, the people were in a situation where they have to do for self. And the lawmakers never took the part of understanding, sure. Just like prescribed medicine, those drugs are used too much. Some doctors prescribe too many. Same thing in the street. But some of those drugs in the street is helping people because of the shock and the condition that has been put, the people has been put in for years. So we must sit at the bargaining table. Leaders, so-called leaders, you have authority, you have titles. You need to actually sit down and figure out what's going on instead of running from the situation. Because when you get in your little black parties, you may be sniffing on some cocaine your damn self. You see? So stop fooling yourself. We must find out what's going on. There is actual natural herbs that you can use to give you stimulation if you're feeling down and depressed. And sure, those who slinging the drugs, they can sling natural herbs that would help them. That would help the community. Yeah, go to the store and tell them you got something for your clients, or your patients, whatever you want to call them. Switch it. Give them some natural stuff. See? But you still got those other drug dealers, the ones that's in corporate America, wear the ties, that goes to the doctors, and coming with suitcases that they roll. You seen them. They come, they give the doctor all this new medicine. He gives it to you as free. You get hooked on it. It alters your state of thinking. You feel more relaxed because you're not dealing with the reality. You're running from reality. It gives you something. And then you get hooked on it. And now you go back to the drugstore. It's called drugstore. Now they call it pharmacy. The reason why it was called pharmacy is the pharmacy store, right? And the reason why we as Elohim, the grand Eloheems, allow this is because just imagine if all the Enocytes and the beast man and woman was sick.